Hi, I'm Lindsay from Lindsay Elliott Coaching, and I'd like to give you 2 tips today, or 2 questions that you can ask yourself if you're feeling anxious or worried about something. So the first one is to ask yourself the question, is this happening now? So whatever your mind is chewing over, whatever it's creating anxious, worried, stressed or pressured feelings about, just pause for a moment and ask yourself, is this happening now? So if it's worrying about a flight that you've got to take, or a car journey you've got to make, or a presentation you've got to give, or a date you've got to go on, or a job interview, if it isn't happening now, so if the answer to that question is no, this is not happening now, then thinking about it, worrying about it, feeling anxious about it, listening to everything that the mind is trying to tell you about it, how you need to prepare, you need to plan, you need to think about it, worry is useful. If it isn't happening now, then you don't need to pay attention to all of that. And sorry, not all of that, to any of that. Because in the moment, our resilience, our ability to cope, our ability to know what to do is actually happening in real time. It doesn't actually happen ahead of time. It happens in the moment when we've got to deal with stuff. So when we're actually on that flight is when we'll be able to deal with anything. When we're actually giving the presentation, that's when we've got our resilience, our ability to cope, our confidence. That's when it's all going to kick in. Ahead of time, none of that happens. So if the answer to that question is no, this isn't happening now, then that leads me to question 2, point 2, that we can ask ourselves. Is worrying about this, or thinking about this, or overthinking about this going to change the outcome? Now this can be a bit tricky to see because our mind would love us to believe that thinking about something, planning it, preparing it, overthinking it, worrying about every little detail, worrying about how stuff could go wrong, trying to preempt what might happen, that can look like it's actually a super useful function of the mind. But actually, because minds just want to be busy, that's just what they love to do. It's like on their to-do list. But when we really look into it, we see that no amount of thinking about something is going to change the outcome. So we've got life happening over here. We've got whatever's going to be the outcome of that test result, whatever's going to be the outcome of that flight, whatever's going to be the outcome of that job interview or date is here on the life track. And over here is our mind thinking about it all of the time. And no amount of this going crazy, worrying, feeling anxious, second guessing, all the things a mind loves to do, is going to change the outcome here. When we see this, when we see it clearly, all of the worrying, overthinking and anxiety just can simply fall away on its own. And what you're left with is your capacity to cope and your